Hey guys, peace and love, Nissan here. Just going on a walk to the gym. It's kind of rainy today though, but whatever. Nature Nissan likes all weathers, Rain, snow, sunshine, wind, doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, the beard had to go. I'm not really a fan of the beard, but I tend to grow it sometimes just to see how I look, but I don't usually end up liking it. Just wanted to make a video on 3 main things to do in early sobriety and to continue during your sober journey, which helped me at least. One of the first things to do would be to exercise. And by exercising, it doesn't always mean to go to the gym and lift heavy weights or to go for a 10-kilometer run or something like that. Exercising just means movement in my perspective, and that can just mean something as simple as walking. You can start off by walking as a perfect exercise, and if you read the benefits about walking, it's insane, and it's circulation as well. As a drinker, you're so used to sitting in one spot, whether it's your house, at a bar, or anywhere. You're used to sitting and drinking. For me, I was adventuring around a lot and drinking, but I had many times where I was just sitting at my house and drinking too. So exercise is one of them. Main one, movement. It's not only good for physical health, but for mental health as well. The second one would be eating healthy. As a drinker, we're used to eating like trash, let's be honest. It's one of the poor choices we make usually. When I'm not drinking, I was eating all healthy, but the second I drank a bit, I'd be eating garbage, burgers, fries, you name it. I was eating it all. So in the beginning, it'd be kind of tough, and just like exercising, you don't have to go out eating full salads and all the healthy vegetarian meals and all that. But start by something simple. Start by taking away one of your unhealthy meals and replacing that with a healthy meal. You got to start slow, because when you overwhelm yourself with so much, like what I've done in the past many times when I relapse, is you end up relapsing when you overwhelm yourself. Like one of these times when I got sober, I told myself that I had to run 5 kilometers every morning. And when I couldn't do it, I just said, you know what? I can't do this anymore, and I went and drank again. So you got to start yourself slow so you don't overwhelm your mind and body. So eating healthy, replacing one unhealthy meal for something healthy will totally help. And the third thing, which I also think is the most important, is working on the mind. What I mean by that is, when you're drinking or doing other drugs, the brain tends to be kind of fogged. I like to say it as like when you're looking at all these huge buildings and it's a foggy day, you don't see them because it's so foggy. Those are like our actual selves, and the fog is like the drugs or other alcohol that we do. So like you can't really see your true self. It's hard to work on the mind when you're drinking or doing other drugs, because you don't know your true self. You don't know who you are to work on yourself. But now that you quit, the fog goes away and you can see your true identity. And sometimes it's hard to get to know yourself again, because you're so used to running away from that person through drugs and alcohol, etc., that now that you're faced with that person, it's a bit difficult at times, but it's easier to work on the mind. And by working on the mind, what I mean is switching negative thoughts into positive. As a drinker myself, alcohol is a depressant. I was always thinking negative all the time. Always. Like that was just all I was thinking, So after I quit, I had to switch those thoughts into positive thoughts, and how to think positive. One of the best ways to think positive, I'd say, is to be grateful. And no matter how your life is, we have a life. And that's something we can all be grateful for. No matter whatever your situation is, if you're watching this video, you're alive, and that's something to be grateful for. You're breathing. And you can start there and work on that. Gratitude always brings positive energy, because it's just a good feeling. You feel good when you're grateful for things. So those are the 3 main things I think it's better to work on in early sobriety and to continue on as well. It's not just you work on them and then you're fine and now you can go back to your old self. But I think it's important to work on these three things: exercise, eating healthy, working on the mind throughout your sober journey to keep yourself going. Because I think once one of those slips, you can easily go back to your old habit. And it's also about changing habits as well. Like, as in, when you're drinking, you're used to that same pattern, right? So now you're exercising, eating healthy, thinking, working on the mind. Those will not lead you to alcohol because those are different routines and different habits that you're doing, which will keep you away from it. Alright guys, hope everyone's doing well out there. Peace.